Today on Peter Construction, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the corner beads I've used in here, corner beads and inside beads. This here is a mud-on bead. You apply the compound to both sides of the corner and pretty heavy. I'm going to fill that in with a bunch of mud as well. And when I stick this over top of it, all that'll dry and be nice and smooth and pretty. I like this mud-on bead because it's a lot flatter to the wall, and it gives you a little bit of options as you're applying it to move it around a little bit if your wall's not perfectly plumb. This metal bead here, it has more of a rounded edge on it, so it sticks out more, makes the mud flare out, so you don't get a nice plumb look. Also, what I've done with this, where you have two beads come together, I used a little piece that I cut out about 3 inches long, and I installed it right behind these. That way these two pieces don't move anymore. They're nice and straight right across from each other. Sometimes your drywall's not put together very nicely, and when you're putting mud on or trying to put your screws in, this moves around a lot. So when you put a piece like this behind there, it keeps that from happening. The other thing I like to do is I tape these edges so that later on in life, a lot of times movement just in your house, typical movement, these show a crack. But if you tape them before you paint, then I'll put tape on this as well, and it won't. It does not do that. So like over here, I applied that mud-on bead, and as you can tell by the square, hardly any airspace behind there. So it gives you a nice flatter square end on these. The other thing I did was I used a inside corner bead, and it works like the outside, except it goes on like that inside. Apply your compound, squish it up in there. This had a little bit out of plumbness, so this here enables me to adjust it up and down to make it more straight. I used some straight flex, and that's a pretty heavy duty paper. I used that on the seam up there. It's stronger than paper, so that it doesn't want to crack out or move. You shouldn't get those edges moving away from the wall because you use a lot more material. So it's less likely for that to let go up there. So I used the inside corner beads all the way around, up and down. Some may say that's cheating, but I say that's pretty straight lines, and a painter would most likely appreciate that. So those are some of the things I used on these corner beads and inside beads on this project. So there you have it. Peter Construction on corner beads.